Hello everyone, myself Nitish Kumar studied physiotherapy second year Sri Venkateshwara College of Physiotherapy. First, I would like to thank for Movement Maestro Academy giving us this wonderful opportunity to share something on this platform. My topic is facial palsy and its treatment. Let's start. First, we will see overview of the topic. Introduction, history of facial palsy, anatomy of facial nerve, definition of facial palsy, epidemiology, etiology, classification, signs and symptoms, diagnosis, treatment. Treatment we argue medical and physiotherapy treatment, prognosis, and complication. Let's start with introduction. Facial function is a place integral part of our everyday life, like smiling, non-verbal contacts. Facial palsy accounts for 75% of cases of acute facial nerve paralysis. Facial nerve can be affected anywhere along their course. The course of facial palsy, see later. History of facial palsy. Sir Charles Bell's, he is a actor surgeon. He is described the Bell's palsy phenomenon. Anatomy of facial nerve. Facial nerve is a seventh cranial nerve. The nerve arising from second branchial arc of brain. The facial nerve is a mixed nerve. We have both function, sensory and motor function. Has two roots, a large motor and small mixed sensory and parasympathetic. Nucleus. The fibers of facial nerve connected are the four nucleus situated in the lower part of brain at the part of cerebellopontine junction. Nucleus. Motor nucleus are branchomotor, superior salivatory nucleus are parasympathetic, lacrimatory nucleus is also parasympathetic, nucleus of tractus solitarius which is gustatory. Next we will see course of facial nerve. The facial nerve arising from four nucleus. Previously we will see the lacrimatory nucleus, superior salivatory nucleus, motor nucleus, nucleus tractus solitarius, spinal nucleus. These are the nucleus located into the lower part of the brain at the part of cerebellopontine junction. First we will see motor fibers of facial nerve. The motor fibers of facial nerve arising from motor nucleus and nucleus tractus solitarius and spinal nucleus. The motor fibers excited on the cerebellopontine junction entering into the middle ear at the part of the internal aquatic meatrix. They leave the internal aquatic meatrix. They form the ganglion called geniculate ganglion. After leave the geniculate ganglion, the motor fibers move downwards, again downwards. They give first branches called nerve to stapedius. The nerve to stapedius supplies stapedius muscle, the muscle found in the ear. Then again move the motor fibers in downward, they're entering into the stylomastoid foramen. At the stylomastoid foramen, at the part of the motor fibers give three branches. First branch called posterior auricular nerve. Second branch is stylomastoid branches. Third branch is posterior belly of digastric muscle, and fourth branch is parotid gland terminal branches. The parotid gland terminal branch is the important branch of the facial motor fibers. This help to the muscles of facial expression. They have five branches. First temporal, second zygomatic, third buccal, four marginal mandibular, five cervical. Then see sensory fibers course of facial nerve. The sensory fibers of facial nerve arising from lacrimatory nucleus and superior salivatory nucleus. It's also excited into the cerebellopontine junction. They entering into the middle ear part of the internal aquatic meatrix. They leave the internal aquatic meatrix. These also form the geniculate ganglion. After forming the geniculate ganglion, they move the downwards. They form a cauda tympanic nerve. The cauda tympanic nerve, they separate into the two branches. First branch is called lingual nerve. The lingual nerve supplies the anterior two-third of tongue for taste sensation. Then second branch is called submandibular and salivary gland for salivary secretion. And another one branch, this supplies lacrimal gland for tear secretion. Functional components of facial nerve. First branch, branchomotor. The branchomotor branch arising from efferent fibers. The branchomotor supplies stapedius muscle, stylohyoid muscle, posterior belly of digastric muscle, and the muscles of facial expression. Then visceral motor. The visceral motor fibers also arising from efferent fibers. They supply parasympathetic innervation of the lacrimal gland, submandibular gland, and sublingual gland, as well as mucous membrane of the nasopharynx, hard and soft fluid. Special sensory fibers. The special sensory fibers arising from afferent fibers. They supply taste sensation from the anterior two-thirds of tongue and hard and soft fluid. General sensory fibers. The general sensory fibers also arising from somatic afferent fibers. The general sensory fiber supplies the small area of the behind the ear. Next we will see detailed see facial fallacy. What is facial fallacy? Facial fallacy is a inability to facial fallacy is a inability to muscle to move the face called facial fallacy. Results from damage of seventh cranial nerve facial nerve. Next we will see epidemiology. In epidemiology, half of the facial palsies quality has Bell's palsy. Annual incidence. The annual incidence is 10 to 14 per 1 lakh. Lifetime incidence 1 is to 16. In pregnancy is greater, high level. In especially third semester because of the pregnancy stress affect the nervous system, which in turn affect the involuntary muscles around the eye. They leads to facial fallacy. Next, increased risk with diabetes. Next we will see etiology. Bell's palsy is the most common cause of acute facial nerve palsy. Already we will see unknown etiology. Overdose of corticosteroid intake. Infection like lymph disease. HZV herpes zoster virus. HSV herpes simplex virus. Otitis media. Trauma. Any injury in accident condition. Tumors found in brainstem. Stroke. Facial fallacy results of damage of the facial nerve inside the brain. In a patient occur in stroke, the stroke they can affect the brain part. The brain part is affected into the facial nerve. They leads to facial fallacy. Next we will see classification of facial nerve. First we will see Seddon classification. The Seddon classification classified based on the types of nervous injury. The Seddon classification helps into the prognosis and determination of treatment strategy in patient. Next we will see types of nervous injury. First type, neuropyrexia. Neuropyrexia is here the transition of nerve only endoneuron part of the neuron. They have injury mild, fast recovery. Second type, axonotemesis. The transaction is less severe compared with neuropyrexia. Its injury severe. They have regeneration 1 mm per day. They have recovery. Neurotemesis is a very severe transaction. The transaction will be very completely. The neuron will be cut on the two parts. They have very severe injury. Degeneration occurs. Neuroma formation. Neuroma is here the end of the cutting nerve. They form the newly nerves. Next we will see House-Brakeman facial nerve grading system. The House-Brakeman nerve grading system is based on the motion of the eye field, eye, mouth, and at rest condition in grasp position. They have 6 grading system. First normal, second mild dysfunction, third moderate, fourth moderately severe, 5 severe, 6th total palsy. Next we will see based on the situation of facial palsy. Central facial palsy, peripheral facial palsy. Central facial palsy is a damage to nerve passage of connecting inside the brain to facial muscle. The central facial palsy, the nerve damage into the inside the brain. Peripheral facial palsy is a the nerve damaged into the outside the brain. They have different. In central facial fallacy, the preservation of forehead and eyebrow movement, ability to close the eyes. In cerebral facial fallacy, loss of forehead and eyebrow movements, inability to close the eyes and dropping eyelids. Next, we will see signs and symptoms. In forehead, absence of the wrinkles. We will see the pictures. In eye, drooped eyelid and squint. In affected side, the eyelid will be drooped in one side. Then dry eyes, excessive tearing. In mouth, the corner of mouth pull down and or drops. In affected side, the mouth will be pulling down one side. See the picture. Drooping the corner of mouth, dry mouth, impaired taste. They occur in the mouth. Then another signs and symptoms. Inability to smile, ear pain, loss of hearing. They have occur into the vestibular dysfunctions. Nose. Nose we will see nostrilitis, wrinkle the nose. In tongue, loss of taste, anterior two-third of tongue because of affect the lingual nerve part of the facial nerve. The, the symptoms are sudden onset symptoms, usually hour, maximally weakness in 48 hours. Diagnosis. First we will check the complete medical history. Then go the physical examination including urological examination. They find we are find out the some lab test. These are the ESR, erythrocyte sedimentation rate, RPR, rapid plasma regain test. They looks the for antibodies in any infection find out. Lymph test. The lymph test find out the Lyme disease, Lyme titri. Lyme titri is they find out the Lyme disease. This also find out the antibodies of any infections occur. Glucose test, PCR. If vascular lesions involved, they have find out the PCR test. Imaging test. First, we will see the CT scan. CT scan is the CT scan find out the structure of brain, any abnormalities, structure of brain, any abnormalities of brainstem. It is not work out to move the advanced technique called MRI. In MRI, we will find out that they can detect the interior part of brain. They find out the problem very clearly. Then we will go the electrophysiology. In electrophysiology, we will find out the based on the CMAP. CMAP is a compound muscle action potential. The compound muscle action potential, we will find out the used into the EMG, electromyography. The performed of if complete facial paralysis remain after 1 week. The EMG is performed into the after 1 week of the treatment. Treatment we are gives medical and physiotherapy treatment. First we will see the medical treatment. In medical treatment, the physician gives some eye drops, steroids, antiviral drugs. These are the first we will see the eye drops. In eye drops helps to the manual closing of the eye, such as with tappy while sleeping, lubricating the eye drops. Then steroids it helps um, steroids it helps improving the muscle strength. Uh, some antiviral drugs will give for viral infection like herpes simplex virus, herpes zoster virus, acyclovir and valciclovir we use. The surgical decompression, no good evidence to support for facial fallacy. Next we will see the physiotherapy treatment. In physiotherapy treatment, first we will give the electrotherapy treatment. In electrotherapy treatment, we will give only interpret direct current of Galvanic current only used. This helps to presence of facial muscle atrophy can prevented and cured. Only direct current of Galvanic current only used. Don't cannot use Faraday current. They have high power and velocity. They have formed a secondary contraction of facial muscle. Then we will give TENS. TENS should be used to treat pain associated. Then motor point facial nerve. The motor point facial nerve used in treating facial condition are innervated by the seventh cranial nerve. Once the affected muscle have been identified, the corresponding motor points are treated. They use only this purpose. Motor points needling is effective for many conditions involving facial palsy. These are the motor points of the facial nerve. Exercise therapy. We will do some exercise giving for facial palsy conditions. The raising the eyebrow up and down, frowning, closing eye tightly and opening widely, eyeball movements up, down, left and right and oblique. Sniffing is here inhaling the air and outhaling the air. They have helped the around the nose muscle have stretched and strengthened. Puffing the cheeks, smile with lips, smiling with lip closed and soft teeth. Repeat the vowels. Their training have vocal cord training. They stretch the muscle in vocal cord muscle. Jaw opening widely. These are the exercise. These are the exercise and front of only. Do front of only mirror. They next use straw while drinking because of the patient have drooped in the mouth. Repetition of exercise should be every 2 to 3 hours as per reassessment. Next, we will give dry needling technique. Dry needling technique, we will give the to relieve the pain and fast recovery. The location of the needle insert in facial palsy patients. In facial palsy patients, the location of needle is supraorbital fissure, infraorbital pressure. The diagram will clearly see supraorbital pressure, infraorbital pressure. The benefits of the dry needling technique to relieve the pain and the muscle tightness and speed of recovery. Next, massage therapy. Massage therapy is a patient help to relax the facial muscle and drain the fluids of the face and can recover movement in dead nerves by having their inside their mouth and stretched. They clear the dead nerves to drain the massage therapy. Goals of physiotherapy management: to educate the patient about the condition, it is very important, to relieve the pain, to establish the basis for re-education of muscle and nerve condition, to re-educate the sensation if involved, to improve muscle contraction, to improve facial symmetry, to prevent the complication. In goals of physiotherapy management, we will two main importance to establish the basis for the re-education of muscle and nerve conduction, then prevent the complication. It is very important for physiotherapy management. Prognosis. In prognosis, 80% of recover within weeks, 2 months. Proper treatment and assessment. If motor nerve conduction studies shows evidence of the de-innervation in any nerve any nerve problems, after 10 days indicates they have recovered will be prolonged. They have 3 months or possible to incomplete because of nerve will be cutting. Like sudden classification, we will see the type called neurotemesis condition. They have neurotemesis condition. They have no possible to the incomplete recovery. Next, we will see the complication. In complication of facial nerve decompression, dural tears because of affect the branch of facial nerve supplies into the lacrimal gland. Conductivity of sensorineural hearing loss, um, injury of nerves to stapedius, vestibular function loss. It's also injury to nerve to stapedius, meningitis. They can affect the any viral infection like herpes zoster virus, herpes simplex virus, injury to the anterior inferior cerebellar artery or its branches, permanent facial muscle contraction, permanent nerve damage. Thank you.